they still have Baron. They are not out. That did not cost them the game, but it will cost them time. And time means more opportunities for G2 to find yet another play.
Exactly.
Yeah, they still have Gragas Yasuo. They still have a level 18 Renekton with Sojin. The GA was burned in that fight, so it's still like, no matter what big of a gold lead, a 3v5 or a 4v5 can still go to the team with less gold, so that's what G2 is looking for. They're hoping for a pick onto Teddy, who is down exhaust, or they're hoping for SKT to split themselves up again.
Looks like SKT's main focus is going to be on the Elder Drake.
And G2 will just push mid.
They have control over it for now. They have the bot wave pushed in as well. No inhibitors are down, and a bit of vision will come out from Perkz' ultimate, but
just trying to secure mid lane pride. Clid is the hero they were waiting for.
The jungle level difference was huge. It was a level 16 Clid to a level 13 Jankos. G2 had to keep him out of the pit to secure that Elder. They could not do it. Clid found the way in, and with a team fight win, SKT are going to equalize the series.
And this
team fight win, SKT are going to equalize the series.
And this series is defying my expectations. If you would have told me Faker takes a bad recall and then his jungler bails him out with the beautiful Elder Dragon Steel, I wouldn't have believed you. I would have told you to get out. Faker does reign supreme because Clid comes up clutch.
And it feels like for SK Telecom, it is no longer Faker and 4 randoms. Clid is here.
Yeah.
Teddy is here. Effort is here. Khan on Renekton. Redemption in Game 2 after a mediocre Game 1, let's call it.
And this is what I was looking at before the series. When we think of SKT, we think of this really experienced Worlds juggernaut. But really, Faker's played 79 Worlds games, 81 now. The rest of his team has played 12, 12, 12, and 20. It's really Faker and the next generation. So the newer guys like Khan, like Clid, like Effort are the ones that have to be able to step up to a world championship level to win this series against G2. And at least in this game, Clid, Khan, Teddy all played amazingly.
It's showcasing the development that SKT have made since MSI as well. Would you have said with confidence that you could put a Yasuo bot lane on an SKT roster?
Well, just against G2,
against
for
G2
any team
as well. Yeah, it's one of those things where you're seeing the adaptability and flexibility of this team, and the execution from Teddy was near flawless. 5-1 and 8 was his scoreline. He only died in the top lane fight, and he was playing a beautiful game, and now this only adds more questions to the draft. SKT have said, we're fine with giving you Rise. Are you still fine giving us Renekton? And like, this series only gets more intense.
It all comes back to draft bucks. Yeah, because now the Renekton is a threat again, and suddenly the Ornn counterpick not looking so hot. But for more on that game, let's send it back to the State Farm Analyst Desk.
Thank you, Dracos. Welcome to the State Farm Analyst Desk as the series is evened up at 1-1. We are going to dive into it straight away with the Elder Steel that secures SKT the game. Clid coming up big in this one.
You're a jungler, Kobe.
Okay, let me tell you how you go about the Spite Seal Deficio. You want to move up into range of your Sonic Wave. He uses the first one onto Mickey, but then, Gragas combination, 500, he flashes in for it! Actually, so clean because that's not the only reason SKT won the game. This is the reason why they ended it now.
Yes. That was just Mission Impossible-esque, right? Going around, the
touching everything.
Just to get into the pit. So it's just fun to see when there is that level of desperation, or at least just, a play being made by G2. SKT can just answer it immediately.
Expert play out of Clid there on that Lee Sin, one of his signature champions. And as you can see here behind us, the team comps for both of these squads. I want to talk about some of the adjustments that were made here by SKT in order to come out ahead in this one. Much more of the early game was controlled by SKT with some of these more early aggressive picks from, say, that Lee Sin and the LeBlanc for Faker.
Blast from the past, Bengi is watching somewhere, right? Just being able to watch the LeBlanc Lee Sin come through, and it was just an over... they were prioritizing that mid-jungle heavily, and I love the fact that Faker recognized that this comp was around him and was playing that much far forward because of it.
Yeah, because the mid-jungle was so key, because bot lane, when you have Yasuo, you don't win lane early. You are actually supposed to get pushed in. Typically, G2, we saw it actually earlier at Worlds already, they will push in first wave. Jankos comes down for a level 2 or level 3 dive. They kill the Yasuo. It didn't happen this one because level 1 invade kind of went a bit wrong. And then SKT actually invaded on the red buff almost and stopped Jankos from going bot. And that meant Yasuo got to farm. And we were just kind of waiting for something big to happen. And it was around mid, obviously.
I also love how Faker uses LeBlanc specifically and the passive. A lot of people, when the passive triggers, they're like, oh, that's my lifeline. Oh no, I need to get out. I'm very low. He always moves the clone up to go for these trades. He looks for these offensive moves to try and use it as another cooldown. Here's the chase down onto Jankos because they saw him use the flag into the river there, so he knew he couldn't get away.
Exactly. The fact that he saw them coming, but it was far too late, and then it resulted in this fight.
But also credit to effort here. He actually left a losing lane that was pushed in to go up here early, knowing we're forcing a fight. And also Khan, look, he moved from top much before. That was so clean by effort with the body slam, right? That's what we're highlighting? Just a joke. Of course, it's the Lee Sin.
Again. Show it to me again.
Keo. Tại vì thứ nhất là lúc đó là họ chưa xác định được về cái mặt Pambit, lúc đó là họ chưa xác định được là Yasuo với Rarat sẽ đi gần mid hay là đi một cặp với bot. Nhưng mà giờ đặt trường hợp là con Yasuo với Rarat đi thì nếu mà nó đi đường dưới á thì con Rai nó sẽ không ngại con Keo. Nếu mà đó thì bây giờ thay lựa chọn của LeBlanc bằng con Keo á là coi như bên phía SKT họ sẽ mất luôn hoàn toàn cái cánh dưới luôn và chỉ đánh được cánh trên thôi. Đó, thì cái lượt ban Keo đó thì nó hơi bị dư. Con Rai thì căn bản nó không có sợ con Keo và người ta cũng sẽ dùng Rai để đối chọi lại với con Keo luôn. Thì cái lượt thay vì lựa chọn đó họ ban Keo thì họ có thể ban một con gừng như Lee Sin á của Click á, hoặc là khi mà họ đánh Rai thì họ cũng sẽ hình dung được là bên kia cũng sẽ có thể bích được LeBlanc rồi. Ban một trong hai con đó thì sẽ dễ cho bên Jiu đánh được cái early hơn.
Cảm ơn anh. Và nhìn về bên phía đội hình của Jiu thì họ có cả Galio, có cả On. Nhưng mà SKT họ trả lời bằng cách chọn LeBlanc cuối cùng cho Faker. Thì Stark bạn nghĩ thế nào về lựa chọn này?
Thì thực ra thì nói cái vị trí con Keo đó là có thể biết con ra tên đi mix với lại con cá sấu được. Nó rất là áp lực cho con cá sấu và con On. Với con Keo thì gọi là free farm cho con Keo và không có gì có thể ngăn chặn được con Keo hết. Nói chung là Bam biết thì mình cảm giác là nó chỉ ngang nhau thôi. Mà quan trọng là cái việc mà khi mà họ triển khai á thì ở mình thì mình cảm giác là cái việc mà khó được cáp ấy, để cáp không di chuyển được ấy là nó rất là quan trọng. Thì cả hai trận thì SKT đều làm được. Và ở cái trận này thì mình thấy ấy là khi mà cáp ấy mà đẩy lại ấy, thì là cái ví dụ như mà bên kia gọi người lên cover để cắm mắt hay là có ý định là băng trụi như trận 1 ấy, thì trận này SKT làm ngược lại là kêu là gọi người lên càng nhiều càng tốt, đánh nhau luôn. Và như Khang ấy đã tự tin hơn rồi, là thấy ra để đẩy một mình ấy thì Khang như có phải dưới boss solo kill đó, thấy không? Mình bảo là khi mà Khang mà cảm thấy là có thể đánh được con Rai thì cứ đi đẩy một đường để ngăn con Rai đẩy lại. Và khi mà nó đẩy lại thì nó có thể cướp rừng được và mình sẽ không ngăn cản được cái việc mà con Rai nó hack farm. Thì đó là cái trận này SKT là làm sửa hết tất cả các lỗi ở trận trước luôn.
Cảm ơn bạn, mình rất đồng ý. Đó là Khan, anh ta đã có một ván đấu rất là xuất sắc trong ván phát đấu vừa rồi với con Renekton Tông. Mình nhớ là trong giai đoạn đầu game thôi mà anh ta đã có KD rất là đẹp là 5-0 rồi. Ở một cái diễn biến khác thì đường dưới SKT họ có một cặp đôi đấu sĩ và mình cảm thấy là họ cũng khá là dễ chơi cũng như là giành quyền kiểm soát nhiều hơn ở đường dưới so với bên phía Jiu.
Thì cái tình huống đang chiếu anh nè, tình huống này tình huống mở cái đường dưới cho phía SKT luôn á. Thì anh ta dùng cái E của mình để chết cái bụi đó, thì anh ta muốn chết cũng được thôi, nhưng mà mình nghĩ là anh ta kiểu như anh ta quên hay sao á. Tại vì nếu mà muốn quăng cái cờ như vậy á thì anh ta sẽ đối mặt với nguy hiểm. Mà nếu anh ta lấy cái bảng phụ mà có đồng hồ á thì phải đó anh ta chết được, còn không thì anh ta chờ một chút cho boss đi ra di chuyển tầm nửa đường á, rồi anh ta muốn chết thì chết. Và đó anh ta chết sớm, anh ta bị đường giữa của SKT là lăn á, với Lee Sin vô bắt thì anh ta mới chết nhịp đó thôi. Chứ cái nhịp mà anh ta bị LeBlanc mà tốc biến vô thiêu đốt á, mà anh ta đã bấm cái đồng hồ cái là xong, pha đó SKT thua luôn á. Là đường dưới đã bị đẩy từ đầu trận rồi, pha đó mà thua đường giữa với gần là trận đấu về phía của Jiu luôn. Nhưng mà anh ta hơi lỗi pha đó, anh ta không có cái công cụ để sống sót, anh ta cắm cái cờ xuống là sẽ bị hai con kia nhào vô đam liền luôn.
Vâng, cảm ơn bạn. Và ván đấu vừa rồi mình cũng thấy là nhiều thành viên SKT đã thể hiện kỹ năng cá nhân rất là ghê. Ví dụ như là Lee Sin trong tay Click, anh ta có pha cướp rồng ngàn tuổi cuối cùng khi mà bên phía Zichu họ chỉ còn có cơ hội cuối cùng ở con rồng ngàn tuổi thôi. Và mình nghĩ lúc đó mình nghĩ là ok, chắc là Zichu ăn được rồng ngàn tuổi rồi, nhưng mà Click làm pha tôi chịu luôn ấy.
Thì cái Click ván này thì đánh gọi là tất cả các tình huống là Click luôn là người mở và tạo lợi thế cháy KT. Nhưng mà trận này thì cũng một phần có Khang này, anh ấy đánh rất là hy sinh khi mà anh ấy không có chọn giữa việc là phải làm sao mà đi on hay là lấy tắc trụ hay là phải out lính, mà anh ấy chấp nhận là bỏ lính luôn. Anh như cái pha rồng đầu tiên là anh ấy chấp nhận bỏ lính, anh ấy chạy ra mid để đứng gần mid để đảm bảo là team mình đánh nhau thì anh ấy sẽ hỗ trợ. Hay là cái pha mà như mà chúng ta thấy là bắt được Javan ấy, thì nhìn lên là chúng ta thấy Renekton đã ở ngay bên cạnh rồi, chỉ cần có đánh nhau là Renekton sẽ chạy ra. Anh ấy rất chịu khó hy sinh cái việc mà mình thắng đường để đi giúp đồng đội.
Một lối đánh rất kỷ luật từ phía SKT đúng không?
Thì giờ họ như Khang thì anh ta cũng thi đấu lâu rồi, anh ta cũng trưởng thành, kiểu biết kèo là sẽ không có kiểu mà đai được con on để đi chết nó được á. Tại vì con on nó sẽ giờ hiện tại nó sẽ được cái quay đỡ hơn cái để đừng có bị vô cái thế đai trụ. Thì bên SKT họ vẫn chọn Renekton thôi, nhưng mà thay vì chuyện là phải giết cho bằng được on thì họ sẽ đánh ra đường giữa để cho cáp đừng có refarm á. Thì bên SKT họ dễ dàng triển khai cái trận đấu theo ý mình hơn.
Một ván đấu rất là cởi mở từ bên phía đại diện SK. Vậy thì mọi người nghĩ rằng bên Zichu họ cần khắc phục những vấn đề gì nếu như họ muốn có một cái ván sau hiệu quả hơn?
Với mình thì mình nghĩ là họ đừng có trọng con Rai nữa.
2 ván là đủ rồi hả?
Còn không thì cấm nó đi. Kiểu như giờ mà mình không biết quán bar thì bên nào chọn bên nha, cái đó mình không có thông tin. Nhưng mà nếu mà họ ở team 2 thì họ có thể chọn tiếp, nhưng mà team 1 thì thôi đừng có phết nữa, phết AD á, đừng có ban 2 con AD nữa, chứ bớt khó đánh hết riêu mà đúng ghê được lắm.
Dạ.
Nên cho đánh 1-2 con sẽ giá canh, còn không đánh AB thì sẽ đỡ được cái đường dưới cho bên phía Zichu hơn.
Cảm ơn Analyst. Còn Stark, bạn nghĩ rằng đến với ván đấu thứ 3 của kèo đối đầu này thì đội nào sẽ là đội chiến thắng?
Mình nghĩ thì con Rai thì nó vẫn gọi là cái ưu tiên, bởi vì con Rai nó có tất cả mọi thứ mà của một cái đội như Zichu hỏi biết cần, là nó di chuyển rất là nhanh với cái anti, nó đi rom được 2 lên cánh, và cái việc mà nó đẩy ở mid rất là nhanh luôn và nó không cần gì hết. Nhưng mà nên chọn 2 cái lanh cánh, bởi vì khi mà con Rai nó muốn đi rom thì 2 lanh cánh nó cần phải thắng đường để có thể là vào đai trụ để tối ưu hóa cái việc mà nó có thể di chuyển. Thì ở cái trận 2 này con On là con bị đẩy, con Ezreal đi với con Yasuo bị đẩy, khiến cho con Rai thì ở mid nó bị ép. Thì một là cần có thể biết cái kèo rừng, nên là kèo chủ động hơn, có thể đánh set up ở mid, hoặc là biết những cái lanh cánh có thể mạnh hơn một tí, chứ đừng có biết thua nhiều quá. Thua thì con Rai nó cũng không có sử dụng được sức mạnh đầu game của Zichu luôn á.
Cảm ơn bạn, nhưng mà để mình nghi đoán là Stark sẽ chọn SKT thắng ván này đúng không? Tự nhiên cái đầu trận nói Onin SKT chi bây giờ người ta dễ đoán quá trời. Còn Analyst thì sao ạ?
Ok, mình cũng chọn SKT sẽ thắng ván 3.
Vâng, ok, vậy thì mình sẽ chọn Zichu thắng ván 3. Xin cảm ơn các khách mời, cảm ơn các bạn khán giả đã theo dõi. Bây giờ xin mời các bạn chờ đợi trong ít phút để chúng ta đến với bình luận viên của chúng tôi và kèo đối đầu SKT đối đầu với Zichu Esports.
Welcome back to Game 3 of this series where SKT and G2 are split at 1-1. And you're looking at, or you're getting a look at the footage captured from the Oppo Reno 2 camera phone. You can see the fans out in Madrid, Caps' dad, cheering his heart out, which we heard about the babies earlier today, and now I'm just really wondering who is the superior dad. Oh, I know Faker's dad is there too, so that's the real question we're going to be asking as we get to Game 3 Champion Select. Of course, I'm kidding. It's been an incredibly neck and neck series. There's going to be a discussion about draft bucks as we're going to get almost immediately back into Champion Select for Game 3.
SKT will be back on the blue side. They get side selection. They're going to be looking for first pick. I imagine G2 is fine giving the Renekton over. Once again, they've showcased they're happy to answer it with Declared. My question is, what about this Yasuo? What's going to happen with it?
Exactly, because we saw G2 give over Gragas Yasuo to Damwon and have a very good strategy against it to crash a dive and kill them both with level 1. And then they tried the same thing this game, or sorry, in game 2, but the level 1 went to Ryze. So then the question will be backstage, does G2 say, hey, we can't give them that in draft again? Or we can't make that execution error again? And then the added wrinkle is we're switching back sides, so that situation may never arrive.
Could see, though, if it rears his head again in this Game 4. So far, blue side has been the choice. In all 3 of our games for the team with side selection, it is the Syndra, it is the Kiana for SK Telecom T1.
Interestingly enough, exactly the same bans as we've seen to this point as in Game 1 when they were on the same sides. This is where it probably changes, though, because SKT had a Quinn ban before. Do they ban the Ryze, or are they willing to first pick it?
And all there is now is to see. It counts down. And a single ban may not seem like much, but it could be game-defining. It most certainly will be draft-defining.
It's a question of what do these teams want the game to be about. SKT doesn't want this one to be about the Yasuo.
And of course, last time in the previous game, we did see both the Xayah as well as the Kai'Sa banned away, so they may be looking for a more conventional bot lane matchup in this series. G2 could ban away one of those premier picks.
Do they ban the Renekton, or do they ban the Ryze?
When's the last time we've seen G2 and SKT ban this slowly?
Yeah.
They are working through the possibilities live and going down to 0-0 at the very end.
Okay, so I think they don't want to prioritize the Xayah. Oh, because now they're forcing G2 to go, okay, now you have to play Renekton, because we don't think you want to play Renekton, G2 Esports.
And they'll do Xayah here. And then
they'll either do Xayah Renekton, or they'll do... Oh, but you could just do Renekton Elise right now. You could do Renekton Elise. Like, it's such a strong duo. It would guarantee you a strong top side of the map. Oh, but of course the Quinn is open. So they're just like...
So is the Gragas. There's so much available.
So you can't just blind pick the Renekton. Damn.
This is really
This has to be Elise. G2 value Elise too much.
Once again, we're just counting down over and over. But it looks like bot lane priority will be the name of the game. They want to make sure Perkz and Mickey are set up for success.
They spend all their draft bucks on the bottom lane. Those are the priority picks they are choosing, because now they've blocked Nautilus Kai'Sa. It's now also a Kai'Sa into Nautilus if that's what SKT wants to go for, or they'd have to go into a more passive bottom lane.
Leona.
Like
it could
Ezreal.
just be Kai'Sa Leona again.
Likely, or, right, with Renekton still up, if they don't think G2 can counter, do they want this game to again be about the Renekton, because they have an option to do really anything they want?
I feel like they'll do the Leona now. I think they want to guarantee themselves, at the very least, an even bot lane, and with the Renekton and the Quinn and all these things still up and available.
Maybe they do a jungler here.
Oh.
Not that jungler. I was going to say Gragas.
Yeah?
Okay.
All right,
there are so many mind games going on. It's just like, but you, but I, but you, but I, but you, but I.
With the Gragas Elise open to just throw down on that Rek'Sai is that is to me the biggest surprise we've actually had in draft all series.
The advantage for me of this is that G2 don't have to lock their jungler in now. They could just grab themselves the Renekton. Never mind.
They don't want to play it. I don't want to play it. They're going to grab the Elise instead. Would rather have their pick of the remaining junglers. Of course, with Elise and Gragas still up, they could have waited to pick, but have opted to secure the Elise early.
So the position that SKT are now in is they could ban the counters to Renekton and say, go on then, pick
ban it.
Because if you're not going to pick it, then we'll pick it, and we know all the counters are gone. Ooh. So the choice is up to you. And what's interesting is G2 are now banning some of the Renekton counter picks away as well.
And I think another big question is, what is G2's response to Rise? Because they have been the ones that have been able to control the Rise pick for most of the knockout stage, including the first 2 games. I'm fascinated by what Caps is going to be able to pull up, because that's where the counter picks really become a big question. We know Nemesis thought Cassiopeia would beat it. We know going back to play-in, your boy from Detonation Focus Me thought Nocturne beat it. I don't think we're going to see that in this series, but the possibilities are endless.
And once again, this is a situation where we've seen every kind of champion spammed in solo queue over the last few days, so there could be a litany of pre-prepared practice picks that could come through.
Jax, Kled. They're thinking Kled. Those are the 2 picks that you would most commonly pick into the Kled, so they want to blind pick it right now. That has to be their focus. I think that they're fine giving the enemy Renekton, and they're saying, okay, you have to find some kind of counter pick to my Kled. At least these are the bands that... This is what they did against Fnatic when they played against them in the final.
SKT spotted out. They say, we see what you're going for. We will take the Kled away. And now it'll be the Camille.
Oh, baby.
Those are other solid options.
Wow. So now we're getting to see Wunder on the hard carry. We have not seen this for a while, but if we think back to MSI earlier in the year, this was one of his most well-known picks. This is something that he generated a huge amount of pressure in a side lane on, but of course SKT more than happy to play Renekton into that. Yes, Camille can play pretty safe. You can do things like the Comet, and you can just harass with the W and just play a very safe laning phase, but eventually you will outscale.
And the Elise-Camille duo is still one that has to be respected, but now it will be the Leona, as predicted earlier in the draft, to pair with Teddy's Kai'Sa. The question is, this is what we get to see finally. What is the answer to this Rise pick?
I mean,
Faker's Rise.
The interesting thing is the Rise and the Renekton are both flexible.
No way. Are they going to do it?
They could. There's a lot of dashes on the SKT team. Do it. Do it, G2. They're not doing it.
That's not the... That's kind of yeah. I'm not going to say it's the coward's way out, but the Vanguard would have been a little bit more.
So Orianna is, of course, still a very good matchup into the Rise. It just gives you a little bit more power in the laning phase early on, and it makes it harder for Faker to be able to roam. So it's understandable, because, of course, what you don't want, if you're G2, is to allow Faker to just, okay, I'm going to push in a Veigar, and then I'm going to roam top, and I'm going to dive with my Renekton. So I think it's fine. I understand why they did it, but I think that coming into this game, G2's focus will likely be to play through the bot side of the map. I think it's difficult to set up ganks and plays onto the Renekton, so I think that for Wunder, you're just hoping to allow him to survive. Whereas Perks and Mickey can easily find 2v2 kills, and I think they're going to be looking to work with Jankos to try and find those advantages.
I agree with that. I also think, as far as the tournament meta, SKT has way more of the meta comp.
Oh, for sure.
The Renekton Rise Kai'Sa as your carry threats, very proven to work. The Camille Ori combo, not as much. Not to say G2 can't do it, but they are definitely the ones that are forced to reach back a bit more in this Game 3 draft.
Here we go, getting ready for Game 3. And my question to both of you is, take the nameplates off. Who do you think came out on top in this draft?
I personally think SKT did.
Yep.
Because I think that they have way more early game agency. I think the bot lane matchup is very fine for them. And the biggest thing is, I believe that when SKT give Faker agency, that allows them to give Klid agency. So the mid-jungle duo is the most important thing, and I think SKT have the stronger mid-jungle.
And now it's going to come down to execution. Here we are, tied 1-1. Who will move up to match point as we get into Game 3? SK Telecom T1 versus G2 Esports for a spot in the final versus Fun Plus Phoenix.
Now, the second that we got into game, Teddy spammed that Cleanse was on Perks. They're recognizing and acknowledged that he is going for more of the defensive summoner spell this time around. He wants to be able to break out of the crowd control. That, to be fair, there's a lot of single target crowd control that comes out from SKT, and it gives you a little bit more lane safety as well.
And it's a teleport disadvantage for G2. So the way we saw the first 2 games play out was a battle for map pressure that G2 was fighting, and then SKT was fighting to corral them and get teamfight priority in specific spots. That could reverse a bit here if Faker commits to split pushing on Rise. Because they have the TP advantage, they have the Realm Warp advantage, and it's going to be very interesting to track how Caps can roam on a Cleanse Orianna.
Now, the only advantage that Caps has in that situation is he is running the Unsealed Spellbook, which means that he will be able to get one teleport.
Actually, he has teleport.
Well,
kind of.
he gets one. So it's not something that he's going to have at all points in the game. He has to pick when he decides to pivot over to that. But you're 100% right, Jack, in that for the majority of this game, Faker and Khan can be generating pressure on a side lane. But I think that with their comp, they shouldn't be too afraid to force team fights either. Their dive is very strong. They have a very solid mid-game spike. And I think that Teddy, on the back of a Leona ultimate, could quite easily one-shot this Orianna if she does not position properly. So I think the biggest thing SKT have to be careful of is Wonder on this Camille. I think that he's going to be the biggest side lane threat that will be the hardest for SKT to deal with, and I imagine that they will want to try and shut him down in the early game. What surprises me is Clid is actually doing a top side start, so he's actually pathing towards bot side, suggesting that he wants to be in a position to answer any early plays made by G2 on the duo of Teddy and Effort.
And I love the quick trades that we're seeing on the bottom side for SKT. That's a fast level 2, though. Top side, Wonder, I want to back off in that trade.
And I think it comes down to a larger question of, is SKT playing through their priority, or are they playing through G2's priority, or to prevent it? And the Clid path down towards bottom side would suggest that they're playing to prevent G2's priority. They're saying they use their first 2 picks on the Xayah Nautilus, and then they also pick the Elise early. They very much want to be able to play through this bottom side, and they want to withstand whatever assault SKT can throw out in the solo lanes.
And it's difficult, because we saw before the Nico answer coming in for Faker up against the Rise, how it came down to a single ultimate. If you found 5 people, it would have been a game win for SKT. He could not. And now it's a similar story for Caps. So we see the setup for the gank on the bottom side. Effort and Teddy just going to pull back, though. They should be fine as Jankos wants to move in. Dive comes in from Khan, though. This is going to be big. Wonder still alive. The flash out. That's going to be first blood. Khan lives! Outplayed on the top side, but now the engage on the bottom. Were they going to be able to get the CC down? They are. That's the kill response back from G2.
That could be something as simple as Effort looking top and being like, ooh, good job. And then is just completely caught off guard. There's no reason for Effort to actually be sitting up that far when the wave is going to crash anyway. So G2 get one back after Khan gets the solo kill.
Khan just seems to be ramping up in this series. In game 1, sure, his Renekton was not that impactful. Game 2, his team fight presence was definitely known, and he had some pretty great plays in a side lane. Now in game 3, already finding a solo kill onto Wonder, and he's just been taking so many favorable trades early on. Wonder burns the shield early, which means that when Khan comes for the dive, he's able to just melt through his HP bar, and if it weren't for the Triumph, Khan would have lost his life.
Just fantastic play on the top side. I thought for certain Khan was dead, but manages to come out on top. And Wonder's going to be miserable in this lane now. The Cole from Khan is a bit of a reprieve, in that it's less of an aggressive item than, say, an early longsword, but it does mean that he'll be even more threatening in the mid-game. As now Perks has been locked out. It's going to be big damage. Cleanse and Flash coming out. Teddy definitely outplaying that one, and Wonder's been caught out again. That's going to be one more kill. Khan gets yet another top-side kill.
Wonder's in a really bad spot.
Super bad.
It looks like the wave's not freezing. It could actually be way worse.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if there was a chance for them to freeze that wave or if they pushed it out of choice. I wouldn't think they'd push it out of choice, though, because that could have been the end of the game if the wave was positioned to freeze.
Yeah, I'm in complete alignment with you, Jack, because I think what they could have done is they could have actually had the wave pushing towards Khan and then just stopped it. And then Wonder can never approach that wave because already in the 1v1 he's losing, and Clid is just pathing around that side of the map. So far in this early game, this is exactly what we expected to see from SKT, playing towards the strong side of the map, trying to shut the Camille down so that she gets to that strong side lane point much later in the game. Now we see Jankos in mid lane, boots already completed, looking for a play, but Faker, respecting he has no mana, gonna disengage.
Mickey there as well, spotted that one out. There's been a lot of roams mid from Mickey. Faker giving them the respect that they deserve. He backs completely out of mana, and we look back at this one, Wonder too confident. Already a level deficit, and an easy dash in, flash for the stun. It doesn't hit the wall.
Misplay by Wonder, and I'm just trying to look at that wave. With the aggro that was on them, I don't know if it was freezable. That's a pro view look back, but you can see the reaction from Ocelot there, knowing how big it is to die, teleport back, die again, and be up against a Renekton in that matchup.
And now look at the positioning of Elise. Bot side camps are up, but hanging around the top side to avoid any other potential dives.
They can turn it.
But Khan's going to hit level 6 soon. Oh, actually,
he won't. He won't hit 6 in time. They can turn it.
Shot wall dive.
He has no
Dash
flash.
defenses have come out. Khan slowed down. They're trying to run this one slow. He will manage to hit the Cocoon even as the dash away comes out. But Khan with so much healing coming in from the Conqueror. Is he going to be able to escape from this one? Wonder wants to finish off the kill desperately. He will get the shutdown, and hope comes alive for G2.
So huge that they get that kill onto Wonder. He's actually back in the game now. That is something that a 2-0 Renekton can't let happen. Clid doesn't stay to play the game through topside, instead trying to help out bot a little bit. Yes, they get the Mountain Draken, but that play was a must for G2.
The response from SKT, very good. Immediately, they're pathing towards bot lane anyway because Clid wanted to clear out his bot side camps. He's able to secure the mountain, but on top of that, they completely zoned Perkz and Mickey away from an entire wave of farm. Because Faker had Prio in mid, it meant that they could have collapsed as a 4-man, and Perkz has no summoner spells. So SKT, even with the loss on top side, still generating a lot of pressure on the other side of the map.
Clid in the mid lane. Jankos level 5 to the level 6 of Clid.
It's a great roam by
Tremor Sense will spot them out. He can throw a Prey Seeker over the wall if he wants. It pulls him back. They immediately go all in on Faker, and Clid is left sitting underground as his mid laner drops.
Yeah, the Tremor Sense told them one person was there, which didn't mean Faker immediately thought he needed to flash the Shockwave, because he knew he had Clid there as well and probably wanted G2 to fully commit. But great roam by Wonder to be there and make it a 3v2.
And it was Wonder that also picked up the kill, which is really important in the context of the top lane matchup, because what SKT want to do is mitigate this split pusher, getting into a position where he is outscaled. Now, Jankos with a beautiful cocoon sets up the play onto Khan. It almost looks like he's going to get away, but the last hit does come in through Wonder the moment Khan tries to take that small pivot turn, and he finds a kill. 2 now is in the back pocket of Wonder. He's working towards getting to a point where he can outduel and outscale Khan and Asylum. You can see there's only a 200 gold gap between the two.
The top side of the map, very much leading in gold for G2. Teddy, though, silently winning on the bottom side. 70, working towards that Mount Immune, and has been having a very good lane phase up against Perkz' Xayah. We heard from Frost yesterday on cooldown. Considers Perkz the best Xayah player at Worlds, best Xayah player in the world, and now has to deal with Teddy, who has been having a fantastic series following that Yasuo game.
Yeah, I really want to reinforce that, because a lot of the hype and excitement was surrounding Perkz coming into the semi-final, but Teddy was like this steady rock that kind of just sat in the back line and very much did his job. And the conversation we were having earlier in the week, Jack, was how G2 play very differently around Perkz compared to how SKT play around Teddy. That's not to say they can't play that way around Teddy. And when they do, he is a devastating force to deal with. And for SKT, they haven't needed to so far because he's just been doing so well in the 2v2.
But they're playing around him right now. You can see Clid and Faker getting river control with the Ryze. This is what everyone does with the Ryze pick, and they threaten Perkz and Mickey. But interestingly, they actually are trying to roam mid instead. It doesn't look like much is working for this SKT play, but they're going.
One more coming in, trying to box them in. The flash in. The Elise comes up. They should still be able to grab the kill onto Jankos. He's going to be able to back off. Zenith Blade missing there from Effort. A lot of time wasted for SKT.
And a flash from Faker. A huge force attempt there by SKT, where they actually had the opportunity to create bottom lane pressure. They could have had probably 2 plates for free when they had 2 people roamed into the jungle, but they tried the switcheroo, the mind game, and it completely fails.
And now suddenly we go from SKT looking like they're dominating in the solo lanes, winning on the bot side of the map as well, to a very even, very close game. Once again, on the back of a few of those top plays from the side of G2. While SKT have been certainly leading the pace of the game, G2 is now matching them blow for blow.
Are we surprised that it's close so far? The funniest thing to me was how Jat was talking about at MSI, whoever got an early game lead won the game, period. Didn't matter. But this series, the gold difference has always been like 100 gold once you hit the 15-minute mark, because of how often these teams just trade kills, objectives, everything.
But who wins if no one wins the early game? What happens then? We get a great series. It's actually the answer.
Full trade on the top side. Khan coming out on top, though. That Conqueror plus the Stain on the Cold of Meek makes it very hard for Wonder to win. And now the flash in. He's going to hit Faker. Jankos coming in. That's a lot of CC. It's a lot of damage, but they're now going to need to pull back. They know Faker doesn't have a flash. It's going to cost a TP, though. Flash in. They're going to kill Jankos. Goes up. There's no camp there. He can't come down. Jankos gets locked up. Faker's going to grab the kill.
So that 4-man roam worked for the rest of SKT, even though it was G2 who ended up forcing. Strangely enough, Vetty, this series, we prophesized that it was going to be about mid laners leaving. This game is about everyone going mid.
Yes, it certainly is. And now Khan has found Wonder. He wants to continue trading. He knows he's stronger at this point in the game. He's forcing him back. but Khan had to commit his TP to that mid lane play. That was the biggest thing that forced Jankos and Mickey to immediately disengage. Perkz now has his eyes on Effort and Clid. He's just going to disengage. But now SKT actually have a very solid early game advantage. They now have about a 1k gold lead. A lot of the gold gap exists between the top laner and AD carries, whereas mid is pretty even.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for SKT is the gold on Teddy at this point. Based on the early game, we might have thought top, but based on how many plates he's got, we'd think that. And as Mickey does tag Faker, they don't actually have the full burst combo just with Elise and Nautilus. And good job by Clid to just flash in there for the execute damage, and a little bit fortunate that the Raptor camp was down, otherwise he would have been able to get away. Ooh, they just get an Inferno.
Okay, but it looks like it's going to be a trade of an objective. Of course, Khan with pressure still on the top side means Clid should be able to walk in, fight for that one. Not ideal to give up the Infernal to this composition.
I like that SKT have actually moved their duo into mid lane rather than just doing a full-on swap. They know that Khan is still winning in the 1v1 and they want to keep that setup, but they also need Teddy and Effort nearby in the event that G2 tried to contest this Herald. So they've sent Faker bot, he has the TP, they can now collapse onto the top lane and they can use this to secure the first tower of the game. G2 need to respond by trying to push in that bot tower as well.
And Wonder is out of there. Has learned from the last time he got tower dive, this game is not interested in sticking around, and it looks like for SKT, very clear where they want to put their resources. Jat, you mentioned it earlier, but Teddy is getting everything.
Yeah, they're giving him total solo gold on this first turret, but the big question to me will be how does SKT match the rest of the map, because they should know that G2 is setting up to also try and trade the bot turret and would threaten to dive elsewhere.
Wonder.
SKT just goes for Wonder.
Hookshot wall dive will be the ult out from Effort. Teddy continuing to push in. Caps on the way. Wonder could just use the ultimate, but they have to be careful here. Yanko's on the way in as well. Tactical Sweep will not connect onto Teddy. They will be able to clear this one out, but a lot of gold into Teddy's back pocket. Should already have the Q evolve on the side of the Kai'Sa and is building towards that Rage Blade and eventually the Supercharger as well.
Now Perkz being left in isolation in the bot lane means that he will eventually take this tower down, and SKT shouldn't be able to answer, but they did push in mid. Ooh, teleport coming in from Faker. There's not much that Perkz is going to be able to do about this one.
Faker's just going to be able to walk up. Of course, Perkz not with a ton of mana. Has the cleanse, which makes him a little bit more comfortable, but can't really actually force a fight, but does have the necessary tools to retreat.
I mean, G2 did manage to get a good number of plates off of that. You can see the gold still only 1,000 strong, and SKT a little bit behind on trying to get pressure around this bottom turret. Looks like they're going to rotate in time, though.
But Teddy is now here,
more trades.
along with Clid. 4 members of SKT are in position to defend. The Drake is a little way off, so it's not likely that they'll try and force this, but at the very least, they stop G2 from claiming any kind of map pressure, and if they want, they can even rotate to mid, push that wave in, and start getting a little bit more deep vision, because Khan can also rotate down from the top side.
Have to see. You can see 8 turret plates to 5. Of course, still, as you mentioned, 1k gold lead being held onto for now. Cast with the blue buff should just be able to auto-clear out most of these waves. Luden's Echo means he will be a bit more of a threat, but neither team wanting to overforce for an objective. Just very similar to game 1, trades across the map. Trade after trade after trade. But G2 do not have an option to trade here on the bottom side, so they will just move in to try to deny the play.
Yeah, Effort looks scattered to me, though. He's had a few ultimates where his team never would have been able to follow up. He just there, instead of walking through the turret while his team could roam, he actually ruins the blast cone himself and then flashes over. So G2, I think, should look to attack this, and it's strange to watch this game, actually, because oftentimes in best of 5s, the first game is where we see the jitters, and then the teams settle coming into games 2 and 3. It feels the opposite here. It feels like games 1 and 2 were super great in terms of quality, and this game, there's a little bit of indecision and jitters.
It's Khan pushing on the top side against the 4 members of G2 pushing on the bottom side. They will break this tower. Khan making a bit of damage down top side. The Herald has done a lot of work there, but Wonder's on the way up to respond. We'll be able to keep the tower alive for now. The tactical sweep healing him up. Probably still cannot win the 1v1, but can just clear out the waves. Both top laners with the team at.
What I liked about what G2 just did was they actually held Wonder mid lane so that SKT couldn't be threatening 2 waves. This wave is going to come very delayed, which means G2 can answer, and all they had to defend was the top tier 2. Because they ended up being able to respond in time, G2 actually keep all of their towers alive, and now SKT is forced to reset. The Dragon will be the next big point of contention.
Yeah.
Teddy has to make a decision. Does he want to reset now, or does he want to make a play for the bot tower? I agree with the choice to reset. Spend the gold. If the Rage Blade is ready to be completed, finish that one off so that when the Mountain Dragon spawns, you're in a position to fight.
Exactly. If we want to forecast beyond just the next 45 seconds of Mountain Drake and think about what happens in 10 or 15 minutes, the second Mountain Drake or the first Mountain Drake for G2 are massively important. A Kai'Sa with 2 mountains melts Baron so incredibly quickly.
I mean, she does them without them, mate.
Yeah, I mean, one mountain does something. 2 mountain is incredible. If G2 gets a mountain, they also get a higher amount of Baron threat, even if their composition isn't necessarily designed for it.
Yeah, between the Rise and the Kai'Sa, the sustained damage is incredible from the side of SKT. Now, the good news for G2 is that Teddy is still a long way off of fully stacking that tier, only about 450. But it's going to make him even more lethal in the fights to come. Having double evolve pretty early on for SKT is going to make their fights very, very potent.
So I really do think G2 trying to force a fight here would be a bad decision. The better choice for them is actually to play for mid tower. Because of how strong Khan is at this point in the game, with a fully completed Black Cleaver, a 5v5 I really think would go in SKT's favor.
They're going to pick one anyway. Knockup's going to come out. Clid will be able to make it out. Faker, phase rushing away. The disengage comes through. Yanko's burning his flash for that, trading with Clid, and now Wonder's in trouble. Khan knows that he's isolated. Hookshot, wall dive out to safety. Stun still connects.
Wait a minute.
That's a forgiving stun.
Well, isn't that interaction
He might want to go flash for flash. He has ultimate as well if he wants to reset.
Fine, that's the stun. Big ulti now going to come out trying to cancel a few animations. Hextech ultimatum. Tack sweep to take him away. Khan will get nothing. But keeps his flash, trading it for Wonder.
Well, here.
TP, hook.
Shockwave, blind shockwave.
Yo, they're going to get him. Khan locked up. He's trying to get something back. A beautiful pick from G2.
And ultimately, G2 knew that they could not fight for the Drake as long as Khan was in a position to TP. The moment Khan realized G2 had used a lot of their engage tools, largely from Mickey, then Khan knew rather that he could go for that all-in 1v1. What he didn't realize was the positioning of G2 and how they could answer.
And a fantastic 1v1 from Khan, getting the flash basically for nothing in the end, but costing him his life is brutal. Good news is Faker is on the bottom side. He does respond with the tower. SKT hold on to their 1k gold lead as well as securing the mountain.
So SKT is still in a very favorable position. At this point in the game, to me, they feel a lot stronger. Teddy has a level advantage over Perks. He has 2 items completed. The Rod of Ages has started stacking, and Faker is going to be working towards his Archangel Staff. He's probably going to have it very soon. And as we mentioned, the Black Cleaver already done on Khan. It's one of those situations where, similar to Game 1, G2 want to avoid fighting for now. That's not to say they won't want to fight a little bit later, but a lot of in my opinion, the biggest win condition is Wonder on a side lane. So they just need to keep getting resources funneled into him. They need to get more items completed on him. And they need to get him to a point where he can duel Khan to split SKT.
And with the way the level 3 top lane turret dive went, followed up by the return gank from Clid, Wonder should be actually happy in context about his decision where he is right now. And in the larger picture of the game, Faker is probably going to keep applying split push pressure. So I don't think there's a necessity for either team to force at this moment, but with double mountain, definitely expect SKT to be more towards the top side, because if they can get one pick and convert that into the Baron, that's their avenue to victory.
Yeah, well, they don't have to force. They can. G2 probably not going to be able to match that in terms of just raw Baron threat. Once again, Rise plus the Kai'Sa, some tankier members in both the Renekton and the Rex side. We'd have to see how the Camille versus Renekton or Camille versus Rise matchup plays out as we get further, because while the Rise will